swim and not swim, but
Sorry. I was just
also,
recording just in case we needed to refer back.
yeah. But what we usually did was we put in level 2 or 3, we put them through a little like 5 minute sort of test, not test, but like a little prelim. And then we go, okay, yeah, you go over in that group, you go to this group, you go to that group.
Okay.
So
And
that's
we also
kind of,
have like a, go ahead. I was going to say, we also have like a sheet of the different skills they need for the different levels. So when the parents sign up, you know, they estimate, can their child put their head in the water? Can they, you know, swim a certain number of feet? That kind of thing.
I think I saw it on the website on Wellfleet.
Oh, you saw it. Oh,
yeah,
good. Okay.
I have it opened up actually. So okay, so it's according to that, pretty much.
the parents also don't tell you the truth.
Right.
Yes.
So
So I was gonna
when
ask
you get there,
yeah, I was gonna ask if you do the
does
swim
your
test.
little daughter go in the water? Yeah, she's great. And then she won't blow bubbles out of her nose. I'm like, okay, well, you go over here.
That kind of segues into something which we could talk about later, but I wanted to maybe talk about now. So Belinda, the biggest class that we have is this, the first class of the day, we accommodate the kids that go to the recreation program, which is being run by Andy Havens, who you heard about from, you know, before. And so we can have as many as 30 or 40 children in all different levels from that 8 to 9 group. And they get separated into the different levels. And then each instructor is instructed, you know, which group. And I just wanted to go over this with you quickly, Patrick, because it seems to be coming up a lot. So a lot of the parents of children who are now entering 1st and 2nd grade didn't do any lessons at all during the pandemic so their children are behind. And they're coming to the rec program and they've asked if there's any way that we can accommodate any level 1 kids in that 8 to 9 program because their kids are already 6 or 7 or 8 and haven't done any swimming like at all. So, I mean, Arden is now 5 days a week. She found out that she doesn't have to work in the mornings at all, or have any conflicts in the morning. So we have her, and I believe we're up to 7 now, instructors. So, I mean, what do you want us to do with these kids? I mean, I'd like them to somehow get instruction. If it's not during the 8 to 9 time, figure out a way for them to also be part of rec and do swimming, but I'm not sure exactly how to do it.
I think from 8 to 9, if you have kids of that age with very limited skill sets, we could do a whole, like I said, we used to do 18 or 20 kids on a level 2. We called it level 2. And then we would sort them out. And then one instructor would take 5 kids who were really not level 2, and then 5, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I think we can do that.
Yeah, I think it's possible too.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think you can sort them out. You go.
And the nice thing is, I think you have to also consider that these kids that miss those level 1 lessons, they're not 5. These kids are 7, 8.
Yeah. So if you're 7 and 8, you're in 2. You're in 2. You're definitely a 2. But 2 is like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3.
Because I tried to, Pat, I don't know if you know Emily Frawley, who's now Emily Manush. She has 2 children. And I said, you know, Ollie is in a level 2. She goes, if you put him in the water, he's going to sink, Becky. I don't want to put him in level 2. So she's concerned that he's not a level 2. She's concerned that because they haven't had formal lessons for him, I mean, he was 5 years old when the pandemic started, or
Yeah.
4 years old when the pandemic started, and then no lessons at all, and then no lessons at all last summer because of the pandemic, I guess. And then just, or because he couldn't do level 1 in the rec thing. So I've got, 4 or 5 local families in that place, and we're turning them down if they sign up for level 1, and they're really like, appealing to
But
me.
Becky, if we have
Yeah.
7 instructors, we only need 1 instructor to do 5, 6. That's easy. We need 1
Okay.
instructor for 4. Okay. We need 2 instructors for 3. For 2 is where you need more. So you have the kid who's like, I call it a 2.1, and they go over here, and then 2.2s, and then, you know what I mean? I
Okay.
think we can figure it out. I mean, you
so we'll
put them
be-
all on
Tia-
the beach.
Tia, we can maybe modify that on the sign up about, well, now we're closing rec signups anyway, because it's almost full, but.
Rec is full.
allowing
We
level
have to talk about that too, but I think also, Becky, if it comes to the point where it's really like a case, like I worry about like the spaghetti kids. If they're really beginner, and we also have one other child that I talked to the mother about picking them up at 11 and bringing, or 11:15 and bringing them to swim. We have a van. Maybe we send someone over to bring them to swim for 11.
Right,
Because the spaghetti kids are there till 3. So it's
Right.
not like you can ask mom to
no,
jump in the
that's the
car.
other problem, Patrick, is the ones that I'm talking about need us from 9 to 3 because the parents
Yeah.
work.
So maybe, Becky, we have to figure out how we can get, talk to the parents and just go, listen, we're gonna take them out of rec, bring them over to the pond, and we'll bring them back. You know, we gotta consider how we accommodate
Yeah,
our
we'll work on
domicile.
that too, Pat,
Because you
so
might find one that's
so you don't
really
get overwhelmed, but
low
it's good to
functioning.
know that at 8 o'clock, that's an option.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
No,
I have a question for you too, when you're done with your thought process, Pat. Are you done?
I-
I'm sorry. It just
I
came
don't
to
think
my
that's
brain.
done.
It
No,
came to my
I'm joking.
brain that,
No, but I think that if we can do most of the kids 8 to 9, if we have 7 instructors right now, I think we can make that happen. I mean, Belinda, I think you could do, I could do 4, 5, 6 is my favorite, but I'm happy to do 2 and 3. I don't think there were any ones last year between 8 and 9.
we didn't
One is-
allow it.
No, and I don't think it makes sense. It's too cold. The water's not warm. The sun's not up. So the biggest, the heaviest time is 10 to 11 is level 2. And we had like 21 some days. But then we sorted them out. So
So Pat, some of the instructors are, young. You want me to read you the list again of who we have?
can I write it down? Yeah, because I need to think about that.
Okay, so there's you and Belinda, of course. Katie Gallico, Justin Riley, who's, has come up through the swim program, is on the swim team, but he's young. He's only 16. Maya from last year, Tess from
She's
last
good.
and Arden.
Katie
I
and
heard
Art.
last year you said
Arden is fabulous.
Maya
sorry.
and Arden and Tess.
Tess.
And then Carrie Rushby has agreed to teach the TOTS and level 1, and whatever else. I mean, she feels the most secure with the real little ones because she taught preschool. So she can help probably a younger instructor to just with the crowd control of getting little kids to be, together in one place. She's good at that.
She would be very good with tots.
Right.
Yeah.
She can be your Debbie.
She knows
Kilpatrick,
that.
right? And she's
She
ready.
can't teach 3, 4, 5. She doesn't know.
Right,
I mean,
right, right, right.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest. She doesn't know how to teach.
No, I the same. When I go to
We know.
substitute teach, it's second grade and up, because the real Little Lee's takes a special thing, and she has it. She has it. So we discussed it. She's excited about it. You're gonna have a lifeguard, Farley, Jack Farley. I don't know if you know him, but he's worked for the Seashore for years. He's very
Oh my
excited.
God, he's one of my dear friends. I've loved him for 20
Yeah,
years.
he's very excited, and how we got him into it is because his grandkids live in they weren't going to be able to come to rec because we're only accepting residents this year, sadly. And so I said, as kind of a joke, well, if you work for the town or volunteer for the town, then your kids can come. So we went back and forth all winter, and then he saw Suzanne, and we, long story short, he's agreed to do that lifeguarding at the pond in the morning, and so you don't have to worry about watching the water or designating an instructor to watch. He's going to be, and he wants to meet with us too. We could have another meeting, maybe Zoom, and get him in, or when you're back in Wellfleet, Pat, possibly, or figure out.
Yeah, or on Zoom. I don't care. I'm
Zoom.
home
When
I'm home on the 5th.
Okay,
Okay.
I was gonna say, because you can't teach swimming from Germany.
No, I know. Aber ich kann sagen, oh, ach man, die Kleinen. I'm joking. I'm being a wise guy.
So, anyway.
So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
Belinda, myself, Tess, Justin, Maya, Katie, and Arden. I think we can pull it off. I mean, if you have, I think we can pull it off. Let's put it that way.
Okay, well, I mean.
Last year, we didn't think we could even do it, so.
Right. Tia and I will talk about how we're gonna handle it from the registration side.
Yeah,
okay.
because right now, Becky, we haven't opened it up to the general public for swimming. So it's only been by word of mouth, and our numbers right now are not really high. We only
Right.
have 39 kids signed up for regular swim lessons, and 46 signed up from 8 to 9.
But Patrick, we haven't put it out at all. We
we haven't put it out.
just to the local. The rec
Okay.
program is full. So once
So
we put it out to everyone, it's gonna get very deluged. So we want to make sure that we know what the structure, what you guys can handle before we get deluged, so we know when to shut down certain levels and whatnot.
Okay, the 8 to 9 rec, we've already talked about. 9 to 10, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. That's not so bad. The biggest group is going to be 10 to 11, which is 2 and 3. And the 3s, I looked at the list that you sent me, Tia, from the kids who went from 2 to 3. 3 is going to be much bigger this year because we bumped a bunch of 2s up to 3s. So, also.
I just need to know, but we can
Did
still
I-
see you.
I can't see anybody.
Oh, no. We can all start making faces at them now.
Oh no! How do I do? Oh, I see you again.
Oh,
Liar,
darn it.
liar, pants on fire.
Yeah, I'd like to know who moved up, but because we haven't really opened it to, like, you can't go on the Wellfleet website and just get to our sign up. I mean, you can, they just don't know how to do it. So it's not like obvious. But once we do that, we're gonna have a lot of people, like, we haven't even offered 1 week swim lessons yet. It's all
Oh.
or nothing.
Okay, well, it's,
Not that we won't, I'm just
So
saying we
we
haven't.
wanna make sure.
my
that
job
we-
is to teach, not to register.
But anyway, so here's my
question.
question. You can answer this, Patrick.
Yeah,
The first day of swim class on Monday, when do people come to get their child tested?
It's gonna be Tuesday though, because it's the 5th.
Right, I know, Becky. I
Yeah.
know.
when the first
What time?
morning, 8, well, if you tell them 8, they show up at 8:10
Should it be
in the
like,
morning.
yeah, but if they
Or
have, if they're doing regular lessons, you
And
want
I
them
tell
all,
them that- No, not at 8. If I tell them they're level 2, they should be there at
but what if they don't know their level?
9:45. I'm
What
sorry.
if they don't know their level?
That's, I don't, that's my job to kind of figure it out. I get them in
Right.
the water and
I know,
So,
but what if you, like, so I guess my question is this. If they don't know, should they be there at 8:45 to be tested? Because they could have a 9
15
o'clock lesson.
15 minutes before the class starts.
And then if they're not ready for the 9 o'clock
If
lesson,
they're
they
not in that level,
they hang out an hour.
What I would do, I would try to work with them as best
Mhm.
I can. And then I would say to the parent, oh, tomorrow, best idea is you come at 10 because she's
Okay.
not
Okay.
at 8.
Mhm.
I would give the parent a 15-minute window ahead, but then
I think I'll send him, I think I'll also send him the list of the levels of what they can do. There's one particular parent I'm
Yeah.
asking for. Send them the levels and then just say, here are the times, come 15 minutes before class when you think your child is, you know what I mean? So if you
I
think
mean,
your
can
child
you
should
blow-
be here,
Can you blow bubbles? Can you go underwater? Can you put your arms up? Can you?
okay,
I don't need to tell you.
I can do that. I
The
got it. That's
American
what I
Red
figured,
Cross.
but I didn't want to say anything and be wrong.
No, you're right, Tia. 15 minutes before the class, if the parent introduces herself or himself and says, "Oh, here's my son," blah blah blah, I would get in the water and go, "Oh, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? Okay, here's
I'm
where
gonna
you
send
go."
them, I'm gonna send them to Carrie at the picnic table. And then I'll have Carrie make sure that you know who's got to be tested.
Absolutely, that's Carrie's job.
It is Carrie's job.
I
So,
know she that is very important. I don't want to do that job.
no, that's okay. I'll have her organize the kids that come in and are unsure of their levels. I mean, if they're itty bitties, I'm always telling them 11 o'clock. Unless you have a phenom, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Good question.
good.
So how does the sessions go? It's every week. It's gonna be a whole different group. Do they pay for week classes or is it like a month-long thing?
You will find that when people sign up, we haven't opened up the 1 weekers yet. Right now, people are signing up for the whole summer, but they don't necessarily come all 7 weeks.
Mhm.
We ask them either they can check off I'm coming all 7 weeks, or they can check off the individual weeks they're coming, so that when you get your attendance sheets, it's only going to show the kids that are signed up for that week.
Mhm. Right.
But yeah, because some people go on vacation, so they may come the first 2 weeks, take a week off, and then come back for the balance of 4. It's all varies, depends on what the parents are doing.
Mhm.
You also see a drop off. I think the 8 o'clock class, sometimes the parents stop the enthusiasm and, it starts here and it just kind of peters down,
Right.
But since they're paying a
Belinda,
lump
it's
fee,
excuse me, every day is kind of, you have to look at the weather, The
Mhm.
weather makes a difference. You don't know about the number of kids, the ones who are coming, the ones who, oh, my grandmother's from Truro, and
Yeah.
that's
And the
why
thing
you
is,
have to.
they come every day. Like they're signed, when they sign up, they're supposed to be there Monday through Friday for 7
Mhm.
weeks. You know, that's what they get when they sign up for the season.
Right.
But
So
that's not
sometimes
what
maybe they
we
only
get.
come, yeah. You get paid, it doesn't matter. You're here no matter what.
I don't care who get. It does matter, actually. If I have 5 kids or 12, I'm like,
Oh yeah, it does
okay.
matter. Well, in that
I'm being
respect,
fresh.
yes.
I'm being fresh.
But I
is-
think it
good.
requires you to kind of think on, like at the rec, every morning we look at how many kids are in each group and sometimes move counselors based on, okay, there's
Yeah.
only 20 kids with the 11 to 14 and the 11 to 14s, but there's now 40 kids in the 5 to 7s. We better move a counselor over there. Or, it's not like a typical thing, Belinda, where I think you're used to the parents sign them up and they all come, for the allotted time that they're signed up. This is
Mhm.
more of a summer
A whole season, like you said.
mentality, whole season. And Patrick's right. I mean, if it's cold and rainy and, there, you don't get as many, but on a really nice day, and usually as we get into August, there's more people here. And if we are able to open up signups to the folks that come visit, I mean, they want their kids to feel comfortable in the water before they take them to the ocean. They want, that's why we're so crowded in 1, 2, and 3, because we want them to be like able to excuse me for 1 second. I got somebody at my door.
She lives out in nowhere, Mike.
Tia,
Yes,
Tia,
I-
are you in Florida or to
No, I'm in
visit
Wellfleet.
Wellfleet?
I got here
Ah,
last
so.
Thursday.
So my
Yeah,
mom is here. Nita.
Oh, I know. I saw him walk in. Hi, Jose.
Hi. Tia said hi. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we drove north, visited family, went up to Nashville. Mark and I went out Nashville. We went up to Kentucky. My Ohio guy met up with us and we went to some distilleries.
Oh, that's why I want to go to Kentucky. I
Oh,
have
if you
no
do,
interest.
if you ever go, you had better talk to Mark.
Okay.
He is like,
I'm
yeah,
not
so-
a Kentucky guy. I'm not a big sort of that part of the country guy, but
no, but it's so much fun.
So,
Aber
okay. So
Nope.
Patrick,
unser
do we, let's want to go over real quick what you sent in the email about needing to have like a procedure manual. I sent it to Belinda. I know she's been looking at it, the one we use at the rec program, but that it would be
Mhm.
helpful. We want to have an orientation, the week before lessons start, and just to go over what everybody's role is. We've got returning instructors, but they're we weren't able to have the program in 2020 at all because of COVID. And then last summer there were some restrictions, and I think coming back after not having it was difficult. And then the summer before we had this algae bloom, so we had to move from the pond over to the bay. And I think, it was just a lot of different, even though folks have been there a while, it's really good to, at the beginning, establish what's expected of them and, to move beyond some of the issues that we had in the past. So the situation at the pond, I've explained this to Linda, but I'll go over it just in case. So it's a public pond with folks that come and use it, and then there's a roped off area that's just for swimming lessons from the designated time of, I think it's 8 to 11:30. So there's a picnic table where the staff is like sort of headquartered and everybody checks in. And
Ask Kike, ask Jose. In,
this is
yeah,
very
and very, he's in Germany. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, that's
Entschuldigung.
wonderful. I'm
Yeah,
so glad
excuse
you
me.
guys could be together. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
anyway, we the culture last summer, unfortunately, we had a lot of younger counselors and some CITs, which we have a lead counselor in training comes very highly recommended. I'll get her name, but she's real excited to be a CIT. She's been up through swimming lessons. Dominice, I'll find her name. But anyway, the culture was for them to just be very like they're hanging out, being cool with their friends at the
Also,
picnic
yep,
table.
yep, yes. Yes.
And so they, you know, they really need to be at the beginning told that it's a huge responsibility to be teaching, and the way you present yourself when you're on the clock is important too, because the public is there, you know, kind of watching this. And Wellfleet's a very small town. I tell my instructors that all the time. If somebody drives by our rec thing and sees 5 counselors, you know, goofing off, I hear about it. Like, you wanted all this money for counselors, and I drove by and I saw them, la la la. You know, it's the same thing at the pond, but it's not just for that reason. The reason is that it's a very much responsibility to be in charge of this, and because they're younger, and it's not a contained pool area where it's just you guys, it's the public, it's, you know, the atmosphere of going to the beach with your family kind of thing, that you kind of have to establish, okay, during this time, this is how you're supposed to, you know, be, and that we can't have your friends at the picnic table coming over just because they happen to be at Gull Pond now, and you're like all like with your swim thing and all, you know, big shot,
Swim
no,
swag.
no, whatever. You know what I mean? So we need
Uh,
to establish that. Is that a good way to describe it, Pat?
I would describe it, especially for Belinda, because it's really your responsibility to understand that the table is really for instructors. So between you guys getting this?
We all
Between
hear
the
Yeah.
also, okay, yeah. It's important that for somebody, for example, my they're gonna all have their friends and they're gonna want to sit at the table. But it's kind of like I said last year to 2 people, this is the instructors, or this is the teacher's room. You can't come in here. You have to, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
50.
about.
We have 10 minutes between classes, and we have to talk about what's going to happen in the next class. Carrie's going to tell us who's coming. We can't have people in the area. Yeah. Yeah.
Are there
Yes.
so we're strictly just teaching. There's no other tasks that the instructors would be doing. Like if they're just
Because
sitting around,
you can always be
everybody's
you
teaching
can
at the
always
same
be
time.
friendly with the families,
Got
but the
it.
families, they have to stay like 10 feet or 15
Okay.
feet away. You know what I mean? That's important.
Yeah, but can't you also, if you have a time period where there's not enough kids for all the swim instructors, couldn't you take advantage of that time to do a little enrichment with the instructors? or send them
Uh,
up to organize the shed, you know, where all the stuff is. I mean, you do have like,
Of
Patrick.
course, on a rainy day, I
Mm.
tell them, go sweep out the mouse shit. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. Exactly. By the way, Becky, that
yeah, no,
CIT,
I'm not,
It's Carolina Dominiche.
yeah, Carolina.
Carolina
it up.
is her name, Patrick. Does that ring a
Also-
bell? Dominique, Domenech.
9. No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Will
okay.
will you speak
don't know.
English?
Maybe, I think she was a volunteer at the library, and Anna Nielsen wrote her a very nice reference. And here's Angel.
Okay.
Hi, Angel.
Angel, you're not allowed to be on, you have to be on camera. You gotta show your face and unmute yourself.
Angel's my assistant, Belinda. I asked him to come on so he could meet you. And
Mhm.
Angel, can you unmute yourself?
And give us your face.
I'm trying to unmute him. He's at the office where service.
Dear, why you need to see my face?
Because Belinda's never met you.
Belinda's never met you.
Come on. It's okay, that last
But
bad
you want to
haircut of
make sure
yours.
you don't
Let
need
me
to
open
fix
this
your
thing
face.
up. Let me open this up. Show my face.
Oh,
Wonderful world of Zoom. I feel like the Brady Bunch.
yeah,
Belinda
I'm
found
Need a
it.
couple
gonna,
more.
Angel, I know Angel, of course.
Yeah, he knows me. I was gonna say I know him.
I know you, my friend.
Angel, this is Belinda, our swim
hello.
director.
Hi, Angel.
I'm
Nice
trying-
to meet you.
Hi, I'm trying to open up this thing here.
Hi.
Hey!
Hey, there you are.
Yeah, I'm at the office. I'm doing bills.
Yeah,
Good job.
So-
work around here, right,
Yeah.
Angel?
Good to see you working. Now you muted
Yeah.
yourself again.
Angel, unmute yourself.
You're bad. You're bad. Oh,
Wait.
I'm trying to, someone's talking behind me.
Hi, Carrie.
Oh, hi, Carrie.
And this is the Carrie we've been talking about.
Oh, okay. Great to meet you, Carrie.
Belinda.
Carrie, we
Hi,
were
Warren.
talking
Hi,
about
Patrick.
you.
All right, I'm gonna listen in, but I'm
All
gonna do the bills.
Later, could you ask her?
Nice
about
meeting
that?
That's the Carrie we've been talking about.
Okay.
Great.
She's gonna be checking everybody in.
she is central office billing.
Yeah, she's your central office at the pond. I'm usually at the office at the field, and then Carrie.
Yeah, I agree, except we need to understand the role at the pond. This is neat. She's not an instructor. She's with central office.
Mm.
Yeah, but she does instruct at 11 a.m.
She's gonna instruct the little lady.
Yeah, okay. Concept. You can do that.
She's good at it. Anyways, the other thing I had was, is there anything, I know that we bought those barbell thingies and we bought other equipment that took forever to come in. Is there anything else that we need for the pond area before the fiscal year ends? Do you know what I mean, Beck?
Yeah, I get that. I have to get to the shed and look and see what we have. I don't know. The barbells are kind of stupid, but we'll see. I told you we need to do an inventory, and I need to do that, but I'm in Germany. And it's I can't do the inventory until maybe Monday.
No, that's fine. I'm even like that shed you have at the pond, the one that's
Yeah,
near the picnic table. Didn't that thing fall apart?
it's been falling apart for 3 years.
Well, Becky, shouldn't we consider
Yeah,
like
oh,
replacing it?
we're already conspiring to get you a new one, something different down there. And
We've
Neil,
been,
he's building shelves in the shed for you.
who is doing that? The guy
Neil
from
Nichols.
He just
Where-
built
who is
wonderful
that?
shelves. Yeah,
You know the artist that works with us?
he's also a carpenter.
He's really good.
If I say, I don't know. If I say me, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
But
okay, you don't have,
I think we need to get there soon to drop the lines, and we need to clean the shed, and we need to set up the other shed.
right.
Okay,
Suzanne
well-
said she would.
she said she would send over some lifeguards to help, and we have some staff that's here early that can help. And Belinda's,
When?
you're getting here on the 27th of June.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get there 27th. I don't know, it might be during the night.
Uh,
Yeah.
Okay.
but
But yeah, 27th,
Okay.
the week before.
that's a week before. So,
Yeah.
so when do you want to set up the orientations? I think the later in the week we do it, the better, probably the
Yeah.
better attendance.
We need to drop the lines early.
Okay. So that can be done before, when you get back, Pat, let's coordinate,
I'll be there.
and I'll enlist some people that are here to come help you. Some of our people that are here already. And talk to Suzanne about, you need like a swimmer type to dive down and,
I need 3 lifeguards to do the lines.
okay. Okay,
But 2 I can do, but
okay. I'll talk to Suzanne about that, and you're coming back on the 5th.
yes.
Okay. So, I guess that's, I mean, the only other thing I was thinking to talk about was just coming up with some protocols for the pond, like a policy and procedure manual that Belinda was working on that. And that we could go over that. And Pat, if there's some stuff that's specific to Gulf Pond, well, we talked about some of the issues, Belinda, with it being a public pond, where the families kind of hang out on the beach and friends of the instructors hang out on the beach while the lessons are going on. So that's a unique aspect of the whole thing. And so, but the rest of it, they're showing up when you need them to do, when they get there. And I think your idea about figuring out what I think a lot of the idle time when they're a lot of the idle time and the fooling around behavior happened probably when, I know it happens at rec, when they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So I guess another thing would be, okay, you have 7, 8 people there, including Carrie, and 9, including the lifeguard. Like, if it's a level 5 or 6 class, I mean, first of all, we want to organize the lessons, even if it means changing the schedule, so that we're maximizing, so that we can have the instructors teaching. We're not like overwhelmed at a certain time, and at a certain time 5 people are sitting around. So we talked about this briefly about moving around what our traditional schedule to be more in line with when we actually have tons of kids, right? Weren't you
Yep.
to do that?
Yeah,
So-
we can do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we we can do that to minimize the amount of time that they're all kind of just sitting there. What are we supposed to do now? Because it sounds like in the past, and especially last year, it was feast or famine. Like at 8 o'clock, everybody's jamming, everybody's teaching. There's tons of kids there. Then at 9 o'clock, you got levels, 10 level 6s in the water with Patrick or one other instructor, and the other 6 instructors are kind of sitting there wondering, okay, we got to wait till 10 o'clock when the level 3s show up. But when I looked at this from just not even being at the pond, is like, okay, we're turning away level 3s. We're closing down the class at 10 o'clock because it's full. Why can't some of those be, earlier, and then we can accommodate more children,
Yes.
So
Yes.
Patrick is doing thumbs up. I think that Tia and I are
We can do this.
I think we
do
can do
this.
it.
right.
We can do it. We can make this work.
I mean,
it's not so hard.
Right. So that we don't have to shut down, like, just because level 3 has always been from 10 to 11, and then we have 50 kids, and of course you can't accommodate that many at once. Why can't some of them go from 9 to 10 when it's not that busy? And it just requires, you to be having the instructors ready to teach whatever level at whatever time. Because right now it's like ingrained. It's been this way for 20 years. The level 3s are at 10. The level 4s, so it's like we have to educate the folks that have always come to lessons saying, okay, well, your level 3 might not go at 10. He might go at 9. He might go at 9. You know what I mean? So where Belinda, we're trying to make it more efficient so that you don't have instructors sitting around and we're not turning people away, because that looked ridiculous to tell people.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know, like, is it always, we're always teaching? And I know how here it was, everybody would have a class to teach whatever level it was. And then we'll have it'll be a 45-minute class. We'll have 15 minutes in between, a little break, and then we'll start again at that.
Right. Well, that's how we want to structure it now.
Yeah. And like you said, there might be more, so.
Belinda, Connie, every instructor has to teach for 45, 50 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's how it goes.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
I think we say that to every teacher.
Mhm.
Okay, 40, 50 minutes, and here we go. And Carrie does the check-in.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's light. It's not. It's easy. It's not hard.
Like you said, you're here to get paid. So you gotta do the job.
Mhm. You're right.
And Jack's gonna be lifeguarding, so we don't need someone to watch the water.
Okay.
And we're gonna give you the kids in a way that maximizes, the amount of children we're able to teach. And so that's our goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you have some very young instructors that need some supervision. It's not like you can just pair them off and expect that they're all the same amount of have the same amount of experience as you and Patrick, or because the names that I just named off, the only other one that has 4 or 5 years experience is Arden. The rest of them either have 1 year experience or this is their first year. So you've got yourself, Patrick, and Arden, and then you've got Tess.
Arden is gone school. Arden is the best. Tess is hopefully she becomes more mature. Justin, I don't know, and Maya she's good.
Maya and Katie Gallico's pretty good too, right? Katie?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't
Is Katie
remember.
new or is she taught for us
No,
before?
Katie worked as a volunteer last year. Katie.
Oh.
Oh, and Patrick, what about your friend's son from Truro? Your friend's son?
Oh my God, please hire him. He's
Oh.
like,
Yeah, I haven't heard from him. Tell him to call me.
oh, okay, okay. I'll send him an or her an email for her son. He's a lifeguard for Truro Beaches, and he wants to work like 4 days. So,
Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't heard from him.
oh my God, we could use him. He's a
Yeah.
swimmer with.
So Belinda, we don't want you to be in a situation where, you know, you've got all these kids and instructors that need supervision either. So another thing, like Tia was saying before, was when there's not enough classes to have them all teaching their own class, they can definitely do stuff like, you know, train some kind of training with you, or shadowing who's ever teaching to, and then you can do some kind of feedback with them about learning how to teach. I mean, they're not experienced, so they need to be constantly learning, and they need to have, you know how like at my brother's classes, he'll do like a worksheet before what you should look for, and then
Right.
you'll do a post thing so that
Mhm.
people aren't just sitting there watching the videos and, oh, that's a nice video, and then go on to the next thing.
Right.
So I think that's the kind of thing that helps with follow through. And then if you expect them to, like, okay, well, you might not be teaching now, but when you're not teaching, this is what I expect you to be.
Mhm. Mhm.
Watch Patrick,
Dude,
what do.
and also I can, the people who aren't lifeguard trained, I can do a lifeguard training course for them
Right.
in those
Yeah.
hours.
So there, yeah.
It's really easy. Half of
Mhm.
it is on the computer and half of it's in the water. We
Mhm.
can figure that out. Yeah.
And Belinda, you can figure out the schedule so that, okay, you know, maybe from 9 to 10, we don't have that many kids. It's cold. Parents don't want to sign up then. That's when you figure out to have Patrick do his class, or to have them do some kind of shadow training, or even you take them in the water and say, okay, this is a level 3 class. Pretend they're level 3s and teach them how to teach.
Yes.
So that when we do, I mean, when we do get more kids in August or something, they're not just like, you know, they're ready to, they're
Yeah.
trying to develop them. They're
Yes.
like
Each fish there.
swimmers that want to learn how to teach, or swimmers that have come up through the thing. And so I don't want to sound like I'm blaming them for what happened, because it wasn't entirely their fault. They didn't have direction of what to do when it wasn't busy. And
Mhm.
we think that there are constructive things they can do, especially since you only really have 3 experienced instructors, you, Patrick, and Arden.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that would be something that you can maybe think about.
Okay, perfect.
And that way it's not like always a punitive thing, like go clean up, you know, mouse leavings in the shed kind of thing. I mean, you know, you have something for them to do there. It's established from the beginning. You know, there's some follow through with you of what it is that you're expecting them to do when it's not busy. And then it's easier for everybody to be,
Mhm.
you know, moving forward. So
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
I
All
like
good.
yeah. I'm just sharing with what works at the rec when we have stuff like that. And, you know, I'm sure it's the same with the swimming issues,
Mhm.
with young counselors and that kind of thing. So, so do you want to work on the manual part of it? And if you have any
Sure.
questions about specific Gull Pond issues, you know, you could email, you have Patrick's email now, and
Mhm.
maybe if you had specific questions about things that are unique to that venue, you could get in touch with him or us.
Mhm.
And we'll continue to keep both of you updated on the number of children in each level. And we're now, I guess, going to open it up a little more widely and get more signups, and then to develop an actual schedule. If it's going to change from what we already have, which is, like I told you, what we've had for the last 30 years, Tia and I should know so that we can let parents know, okay, some level 3s are going to now go at 9 instead of 10, or we're going to maybe figure out which parents are there already and maybe try to schedule the kids back to back so that the parents don't have to wait. If they have like say they have like a level 6 kid that goes at 9, and then they don't have a level 1
Yeah.
kid that goes at 11. So maybe you can do a level 1 class, and we'll kind of put the kids in there that have brothers and sisters that are going at 9. So grandma and grandpa don't have to stay there from 9 to 11:30. They
Yeah.
could just have a level 1 class. But like I said, because it's always been this carved in stone thing, they're going to be like, oh my God, you're doing level 1 at 10 instead of 11. We have to get
We
everybody
can make it.
on board with a
We
new.
can make it work. We can make it
Oh,
work.
I know,
Believe me.
I know, I know.
It's
And also,
it's not that hard. It's
right.
not that
if we
hard.
sell it to the parent by saying, well, Johnny can go in right after Jimmy goes, instead of you staying at the pond for 2.5 hours, they'll be happy. They'll be happy. And Tia and I are good at that, right, Tia?
I
Tia,
try
are
to
you
be.
listening, or are you?
Tia is.
I'm listening, I swear.
Schlafen Sie. You're asleep.
Nandika.
Focus, Tia.
Hey,
Also,
Patrick-chan. Man, I don't know German.
Was?
Can't
No,
say it.
what I need to know now is,
What do you need from us, Patrick?
yes, I want like action plan. That's how I leave a meeting. I need
The action
to know
is get
action
your
plan.
ass back to the United States and
That
let's get down to the pond
so,
and decide what you
mein,
need.
ja, so. Ich komme zurück, aber das ist in June, in Juni. In
Wakarimasen
Juni.
dayo.
these
Nihongo
people
dake
are
shiremasu.
Du musst Deutsch sprechen.
So, Deutsch to. Anata wa Deutsch ko shiremasu dayo. Watashi wa Nihongo dake.
Das ist Japanisch.
Oh my God.
Du bist. Danke, Becky.
Wakarimasen dayo. Gomendasai.
And anything else that you think we should talk about now?
No, the only
No.
thing, Becky, is I want to make sure we have people to help us do the line drops.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so
I'll talk
Suzanne
to
said that.
I'll talk to Suzanne about that.
I need 2 or 3 guys, or men or women, to drop the lines.
Okay.
It will take maybe 3 hours
Okay.
tops. I just can't dive 12 feet down anymore. I'm
No
too
problem.
old. Also, ganz schön. Everything is good.
Yes. Everything is good.
Tia, how's your brother?
He's out mowing the
How's your
meadow. He's fine.
mother? How's your mother?
She's good. She's upstairs. She's good.
Also,
Recuperating from our week-long caravan north.
because you drank too much
I don't
whiskey.
think I think I behaved.
So, Belinda, before we go into this, getting caught up on our lives, do you have any other questions for us about summer?
No, I think that's pretty much it. It ends, this program would end at 12 every day.
Yeah, like quarter of, yeah.
Mhm.
12 yeah, 12 o'clock. About, or except Belinda, when can we get together to do the ropes and the inventory and the cleaning?
She's not gonna
and-
be there for the
Yeah.
inventory or
I
the
don't-
ropes.
I don't get there till the 27th, literally the week before the classes start.
Yeah, because she's in Florida now, so
Yeah,
we'll have to do that with you
That's,
on the ground.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
okay.
But she'll be here.
Igmar, I'll do that, no problem.
So fill me in, definitely.
Yep.
Yep. Okay,
So,
Okay, so I'm
Ethan,
gonna
thank you,
be on real quick
bye-bye.
with Belinda. You guys can hang up, but I'm gonna stay on with Belinda because I want to talk about her